and the mess continues. Hello and welcome to my recap of episode 7 of the Ultimatum Queer Love. In the morning, Mal is putting in an effort for Yoly by making breakfast and picking nothing but the best fruit for her trial wife. Yoly, though, is asking, is this kind of effort sustainable? And she kind of feels more roommate vibes toward Mal and is having a hard time getting back to the intimacy that she had with Mal before the trial marriage with Xander. Mal, though, continues to say that she is here for Yoly only. That night, they're playing pool or billiards, whichever you prefer, and they're flirty and it's kind of fun and they're kind of bringing it back to a couple kind of little haha. And that night, Yoly and Mal, they hook up. What? So we'll see if this changes anything between Yoly and Xander or Yoly and Mal. Aussie and Sam are having a decent conversation at breakfast. Sam was impressed that Aussie finally cooked and said that Aussie would make a great house husband. And Aussie said that Sam makes more money than Aussie, and Aussie's background growing up always had very traditional gender roles, with the male being the provider and the woman being the one who stayed at home. And so Aussie is finally coming to terms and being more okay with the gender roles kind of being a little bit different in this relationship. That Sam will be the one who makes the money and Aussie will be the one who stays at home and cooks and cleans and does that kind of thing. And so it's a really nice little interaction finally that doesn't end in crying. We meet Aussie's brother Ron, and in this conversation we find out that Aussie's family doesn't know that Aussie is gay. A lot of people don't call Aussie by Aussie's new name. They call Aussie by the dead name before Aussie took on Aussie, and that Aussie's brother Ron was like one of the first to accept Aussie as who Aussie is. Aussie says that Aussie wants to leave with Sam. And Sam says, no, I don't want to just leave together. I want to leave engaged. And if we are not, I am prepared to walk away. Aussie's worried about introducing Sam to Aussie's family because they don't know about Aussie's person. Sam doesn't want that kind of toxicity in her life for people who don't accept who she is and her relationships and stuff like that. And so I don't know. Sam is prepared to walk away if Aussie is not ready to marry her. Lexi and Rae are having a love fest. I guess Lexi got over the Vanessa thing a little bit because they were apparently making out in the car and they were having fun. And it's a nice little exchange again, for once, that doesn't end in a fight. Lexi is excited and Rae is thankful for being given this new chance to start over with Lexi. Xander and Vanessa are having a romantic dinner on a rooftop, and this scene is pretty much just Vanessa worried about Xander not wanting to be with her, and Vanessa is just kind of joking around and saying, oh, I'm hot, I'm beautiful, whatever. And she says that if she doesn't make jokes and say stuff like that, she'll cry. And this is one of the first times like Vanessa actually gets kind of vulnerable. However, it is clear that Vanessa likes the old Xander and not the Xander who's in love with Yoly and stands up to Vanessa's BS. That's saying something. I like the old you, the one that I could walk over. Mildred and Tiff. This is a heated conversation, but this is where Tiff is actually trying to state their case and stand up to Mildred a little bit. Tiff is saying how Tiff doesn't feel that Mildred values their opinions. And Mildred is like, well, when do I have permission to speak? And just constantly talking over Tiff. And Tiff's like, you always interrupt me, just like now, just like now, just like now, just like now. And Mildred keeps doing it. And Mildred's like, when do I have permission to speak? And Tiff's like, it's not about permission. It's about being respectful and having a conversation and actually listening to somebody else as opposed to just talking over them because you like hearing yourself speak. Mildred says, I'm sorry, this is who I am. I can't stop being Latina. Tiff says, this I think is the quote of the show. I love it. Being respectful has no race. Then Mildred's like, stop yelling at me. And then Tiff's like, I think you just want to be married to somebody. And I don't think it matters if it's me or not. So go find somebody else to get married to. And Mildred says, I don't matter to you. And then she gets upset and walks off. Whiplash. Now Mildred and Tiff are having drinks by the pool and everyone seems a lot calmer now. And Mildred is actually listening to Tiff and they're both actively listening to each other this time. Progress. Tiff feels a little numb because of the back and forth, the on and off again stuff between them and Mildred, and is worried that if Mildred just gets mad or has a bad day or something and they're married, that Mildred will just be like, fine, I want a divorce then, because she's so hot-headed and easily walks away from things or easily gets mad or blows up and they break up and get back together. So Tiff doesn't want that to happen once they would actually be married, because that's just a bigger deal. And so that's Tiff's concern here. And Mildred actually listens to Tiff this time. Mildred says she's scared of losing Tiff because she loves Tiff. So we'll see if they're able to communicate better moving forward. I don't think so. We are now at a group coffee date. There's no way this can end badly, right? Of course not. Of course not. Everyone is awkward and everyone is shooting daggers at everybody and their exes and whatnot. And it's just, okay, this is gonna be awkward at first, and then eventually things kind of settle down. Mal pulls Yoly, Vanessa, and Xander aside. Vanessa had apparently texted Mal and told Mal that Yoly and Xander had been texting during the original couple's trial marriage. Mal is like, why did you text me? We're not friends, Vanessa. I think you're just trying to stir shit up. I do too. Yoly had actually told Mal about this, so Mal wasn't really surprised about the texting. However, there was a sort of cutesy ask for a selfie that Mal wasn't made aware of, so that kind of took her by surprise a little bit. And Vanessa, like, the smug look on Vanessa's face when she found out that Mal didn't know already, she was like, see, I told you. Xander and Yoly chat and they miss each other very, very much. And they basically hang on to each other the entire night. Right in front of Mal, right in front of Vanessa. Little distasteful. Vanessa tries to talk to Rae, but Rae kind of just says, and walks away to kind of placate to Lexi, because Rae knows that if Rae talked to Vanessa, Lexi would be pissed about it. So she just kind of, and Vanessa's like, are you avoiding me? And Ray's like, no, I'm just gonna go over here. Bye. Yoly's with Mal, but sees Xander and Mildred talking to each other. And Yoly is like, hey Mal, I'm gonna go talk to Mildred now. Haha. As if Mal doesn't know that Yoly's actually going over there to talk to Xander. It's not about Mildred. Xander's right there talking to Mildred. Mal's not stupid. Mal knows what you're doing. Okay? You're not slick. You ain't bout it. Once Yoly does join Mildred and Xander, Mildred is basically cheering them on and saying how much she feels the love between the two of them. I mean, we all do, but like, not in front of Mal, dude. That's just mean. That's just mean. So Mal comes over to join the conversation and they're talking a little bit, right? And then Yoly takes Mal aside to essentially kick Mal out of the conversation with Mildred and Xander so that Yoly can go back over there with just the three of them kicking Mal out, because it would be more authentic if Mal wasn't there. because they're talking about Xander and Yoly's relationship, and Yoly doesn't want Mal there for obvious reasons. This is getting messy AF. Later that same party, Mal is hurting, but Mal's now talking to Xander and saying how Mal chooses Yoly and chooses her for like 4 years, however that long they've been together. And do you choose her? Do you choose her? And Xander's like, I don't know yet, dude. Like, this is still early, you know, and I don't want to do this here. And it just felt very on the spot and very aggressive on Mal's part. And it felt a little dodged by Xander. That party is finally over. Party. I don't know if anybody had fun. We're with Lexi and Rae. Lexi's mad that Rae even looked or said anything or passed by or breathed the same air as Vanessa. It's like they're all in a group setting. It's like she said hi, she walked away. What do you want from her? You know, Lexi, you need to drop it. You need to let it go. And Lexi gave Vanessa a hug. And of course this makes Rae feel not good enough. They don't work together. Not anymore, no. After watching Yoly hang on to Xander the entire night, Mal's essentially like, hey, are you sure of Xander as opposed to me? Like, I choose you. I'm sure of you. But are you sure of me or are you more sure of Xander? And Yoly really doesn't have an answer to that. Yoly says she hasn't chosen yet, so she doesn't know. She doesn't really have an answer. This is where Mal finally breaks, and God, I don't blame her, okay? So Mal is just saying like, look, I want to be chosen. I chose you. Do you choose me or do you choose Xander? Like, what are we doing here? Because from today, the party thing, it really seemed like Yoly chose Xander. Yoly says, I don't know. And Mal says, fine, then let me go. If you choose Xander, let me go. And Yoly's like, I don't want to lose you either. And Mal's just like, well, then what do you want from me? If you don't want to be in a relationship with me or go to intimacy counseling or do any of this relationship stuff with me, then let me go and find somebody who does want me. So Mal finally breaks and starts raising her voice a little bit. The dog starts barking just because voices. And so Mal takes her microphone off and goes into the hallway and is just done. And I don't know what that means just yet, but Mal says, I'm done. I'm done. I feel really bad for Mal. That must have been really hard to watch all day. So, and Mal has been amazing through this entire experience, so it really sucks to see Mal hurting this much. Again, we end the episode with Xander and Vanessa. Vanessa's bummed that Rae didn't really talk to her much, probably because of Lexi. And she was also sad because Xander was with Yoly the entire day. And so Vanessa was trying to avoid looking at them together because of how much it hurt. Xander says that Vanessa did a really good job during the day of not being too much and that Xander still hasn't chosen yet. Vanessa says that Xander hurt her a lot, but that she still loves Xander. Xander doesn't say anything, but they do kiss, and it's like, oh no. But then Xander does say, oh, I do love you too, and let's make the most of our last night together. And then they go to bed together. I give up. I was rooting for you, Xander. I was rooting for you. Or maybe Xander's just getting her kicks in one last time with Vanessa. Hey, gotta do what you gotta do, right? So what do you think about the Ultimatum queer love? Do you think any of these couples are gonna last, the original or the new ones? I mean, it's a lot, right? What do you think of Tiff and Mildred? What do you think of Aussie and Sam? Xander and Vanessa? Leave your comments down below and tell me what your thoughts on the Ultimatum queer love and who your favorite couples are. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I'm going to do my next recap. Also, I'm so excited to announce that I have a Patreon now, and that link is in the description box down below. So if you feel so inclined, feel free to donate. Basically, I just want to keep entertaining. I just want to keep producing content for you. So if you like the sort of thing I do, that's how you can help me help you. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.